My girls hold me down, them boys mess around. My love life is a mess. We're going out tonight because I'm searching for love. Hey y'all, it's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about Tyler Perry's Sisters, Season 3, Episode 2, Acting Normal. Who was acting normal? I guess everybody was trying to act normal after the night before. Karen trying to act normal. Jack was trying to act normal. Who else? Sabrina trying to act normal. Jacoby. Everybody trying to act normal. Anyway, but did y'all notice the new beginning? The new intro had the 5 sisters. Fatima was up in there and her name was up in lights at the beginning because I looked for it last week. It could not have been there last week, but it definitely was there this week because I was watching and I was so proud and so happy for Fatima to be being the 5th sister and being up in there, coming back from being just Tyler Perry's little assistant or I'm sorry, like fashion consultant almost. So that was cool. So I'm happy for her. And now shout out to everybody in my comment section. Thank you for holding me down. I hope we have a good season 3 with a lot of back and forth communications. Cause I'm hoping it's gonna be good now. That's what we're looking for. So hopefully Tyler Perry will do his thing. But in the meantime, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do that right now. Please hit that little subscribe button, whether it's on this side or this side or this side or this side. Please hit that subscribe button and support Barbie J's channel. Now, let's get on to the recap. So now we learned that Gary's okay. I knew he was alive and something was up. He put rubber bullets in the gun. He always thought Jasmine was going to do something crazy. So a while ago, he thought she was going to try to kill herself or kill him. Well, but what she ended up doing is she didn't realize when he changed the bullets to rubber bullets and she shot him with it. But I said, that's why we were saying we didn't see no blood coming out. But I swear I saw something like a black mark when she did shoot him. I thought that's what I saw. But I knew it was going to be something up. So we knew, we ain't dumb. So it was the rubber bullets. He changed it because he thought she was going to do something. And then he started talking about how they hurt as hell and she's trying to rub him and all this stuff. And then he goes that he's got to go get his daughter and stuff. And it seemed like Andy's face changed. Like she like, child, like daughter. But he said he wanted to bring her to his mother's house. And she's like, I'll go with you. I'll go with you. He was like, no, if her sister see you, there's going to be a big thing, you know. Well, I can wait in the car. No, we don't want that either. You know, because they going to go off, you know. He said the whole family crazy. I said, damn. There ain't nothing worse than an entire crazy family. One member is enough, you know, to scare the rest of the family members. Anyway, so he told her to just stay her butt wherever. She need to go to work is what she need to do. And then he's going to go and get his daughter. And then it switches over to the Karen and Aaron. Like we said, who was that said that we don't want him to be all pitiful and stuff. You know, we don't want him to be that man. That man has to stay secure in who he is. So, they're chatting and he's talking out. He's apologizing for drinking and for all the stuff he did and said the night before and getting undressed. And she said, apology accepted. It's okay. You know, they want to say whose fault and all this stuff. And then he said, one thing I liked about it is that she goes, you want to talk. Karen's good at saying, you want to talk about it. Most people want to run, avoid, don't even want to discuss it. And it'll always be that elephant in the room forever. So she's like, you want to talk about it? And so she's always willing to talk, and I like that part about her. And then they started talking and stuff, and, you know, it came to, he said something about what his feelings were, and she drives him crazy, and how he wanted to show her that he could be everything that Zach was and more and all this stuff. And she said, you know, it's deep. And he said something about, I hate that she thinks about him all the time or something like that. She said, you know how he makes her feel when he's inside her. And she said, you know, it's deeper than that. She said, no pun intended, because I was like, damn, what she saying? Zach got deep, deep, deep. How deep is your love? How deep is... Let me stop. Anyway, so she said that, no pun intended. And then she said, you know, I hate that he's in your head. And she said, you know, it's more like he's in my heart. You know, she looked like she got insulted about that head thing, but she said, actually, it's in my heart. You know, so he's realizing that she really is feeling something for him. So he said, you know what? Let me go. And she's like, can we talk about it later? He's like, nah, that's okay. He said, I think I need some time. That's what I need, is some time. He said, you know what? I think you need some time too. I said, tell her what she need, honey. Tell her. And then they flips over to, who is that? That Danny and Preston. I said, oh, please don't have something already bad happening, you know. Because Danny and Preston, they in bed. Well, Danny's still in bed. He's someone he had to wake her up 3 times to get her up. Danny a trip. And then it's the first of the month. Somebody knocking at the door. Danny's so crazy. But wait, before that, he's asking her about her day. What she have planned? What she going to be doing and stuff. And he's out, you coming straight home? And she was like, yeah. And then she go, why you asking? I said, here go Danny about to mess up shit for herself. Why you asking? He said, no, I'm just asking to see how you doing. Are them hillbillies coming to my house? Don't let them. He said, look, I gotta go see my mom. She just want to see me. She's pissed at my brothers. My moms don't play. Don't worry about it. She said, oh, because I can't take all of them hillbillies. He said, I would never do that again. I already learned my lesson. He said, I already learned my lesson. And then that's when the doorbell, somebody knocked at the door. And then, so somebody knocks at the door. And of course, like I said, Danny thinks it's the landlord because it's the first of the month. And Preston goes to answer it. Danny goes and hides behind her clothing. I've never seen an apartment like that where you don't have a closet. Have you seen a closet in Danny's house? I haven't seen one. All you see is those clothes racks. I'm like, I could not survive with that. All the closets I got full of clothes. Anyway, I'm sure all of y'all out there got a lot of clothes too. I mean, where did she even keep her shoes? I think I did see a shoe rack in there. Anyway, I digress. What happened? So, of course, it's Sabrina. And she's like looking like she's surprised to see Preston. I think she said that Preston is living there now. He done paid the rent. But maybe Sabrina's so wrapped up in her own stuff, she don't pay attention to other people's stuff. Come on now. Y'all know. She all jacked up. And so she wants, Preston leaves. She wants advice. She's like, Danny, where are you? Where are you? She hiding behind the clothes. What are you doing? Don't worry about it. What's the problem? She said, I need your advice. She said, I'm meditating. Since when do you meditate? You know, all of that stuff again. She's like, I'm self-meditating, okay? She was like, I need your help. I need your help, you know. I'm scared to go into work tomorrow. I'm scared to do this. Today. What am I going to do? And I'm like, really? You're a grown-ass woman. You knew what you was doing when you opened your legs to let him in, okay? Y'all know, right? So she was like, nah, I really don't want to hear about Jacoby and all that stuff. And she was like, no, it's not about him, but I just don't know what to do. She said, just go in your office, sit in your office and ignore him all day. You know, she's like, come on, Danny, I really need. She said, look, I told you I'm meditating. She said, well, if you meditating, your guru didn't help me. She said, look, I'm meditating for my own peace of mind, not your bullshit. I said, oh. She told her. But I guarantee you, Sabrina ain't hear that. Sabrina's like, whatever. I still need your advice. And she told her what to do. Just ignore him all day and keep it moving. And that was enough for me. And then they showed Gary coming into Andy's apartment, which I guess is now his apartment, with some guy. And I'm like, damn. And he's like, you home? And I was like, why are you surprised she home? Obviously, you must have been looking for her because that guy is a friend of his, and he needed a model for a photo shoot or something, for some campaign photo shoot. And he said, you are right, man. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. And she's like, she making these faces like, you really think I could do that? And let me make a correction. I'm sorry. I cut out in the middle, but I said Gary's daughter is Gary's son. and I forgot. I don't know if I knew he had autism. Maybe he said it earlier, but I didn't remember that. But, oh, excuse me, but it's Gary's son, not his daughter. Anyway, so he needed her for the campaign, and she was like, oh, okay, And he told her, he said, I went to the police. So she's supposed to do it. She's acting funny. And I think she did act it really well, that part where she was like, you sure? Me? I don't think I can do that. I don't know. That was good acting. But anyway, when the guy left, and said she's going to have that photo shoot that afternoon after work, he said, thanks, because I think that's when she's going to have on that wedding dress. That's what I think when she's going to have on the wedding dress. But I could be wrong. We'll see at the end of the episode. So, he said he went to the police precinct and gave his statement, and that she should go and do it too. And she said, yeah, I'm going to do it and stuff. And he asked her, did she tell her girls yet? And she said, no, I'm not going to tell them. She said, I'm not going to tell. I know not to tell them everything. You taught me that, not to tell them everything, So he said, well, after the shoot, I got a surprise for you. She's like, what is it? He said, it's a surprise. Hello, when people go, what is it? When they say, I got a surprise, it's a surprise. She said, well, I don't know, I don't know if I want to. And he said, it's not a house in the country. But anyway, so they going to meet up after the surprise or whatever it is. But why is Sabrina, but why is Andy so in a hurry to meet Gary's son? She's just like, I want to meet him. When I'm going to meet him. I said, damn, you just got engaged last week. It probably was only 2 days ago. In Tyler Perry world, it probably was 2 days ago. And she's all in this hurry to meet this boy. I'm like, come on. I don't know when you people do that. They want to meet their significant other's kids. Make sure y'all in a serious relationship and married before you meet. Let me stop. Not married, but you know what I mean. She's like, I want to meet him. But you never heard her saying that before. But he's like, chill, baby, chill. It's not the right time, okay? And he's right about that. Then they still show the guy coming into the bank, and he got a check for Calvin. And Maurice is looking at him like, Like, he said, oh, you remember me? He said, yeah, I remember you. What you want? And he said, I can need to cash this check. Oh, $5,000 from Calvin. You must have really earned that. He's like, he said, really? He said, what kind of work do y'all do? Oh, we do building. Oh, you build houses. Oh, you do construction. Okay. All right. He's like, really? He said, what does Calvin look like? He said, what? What does Calvin look like? Dark skin. He said, bitch, you going to jail. He was like, I'm calling the police. And the guy tried to run and he locked the door. He had I guess a button over there. He could lock the door. He said, you ain't going nowhere. I'm calling the police. Nah, man, please. My baby needs some shoes. His baby needs shoes. He in there effing some guy he probably just met. But you worried about your baby needing shoes. So they done stole the checks from Calvin's room. All of this is damn Maurice's fault. It's just ridiculous what's happening here. And so he got the guy locked in there. The guy's like, I'll do whatever you want. I'll do whatever you want. Please don't. Please. I can't go to jail. I'm too pretty and stuff. I hate when people say that. I'm too pretty to go to jail. I like that. So anyway, so Jacoby comes in. He comes in. He's so focused on Sabrina that when he walks in the door and Maurice is telling him not to do it, don't let him out, don't let him out, his dumb ass let him out. I said, he's so damn slow. So how all of a sudden you slow now and don't let him out, don't let him out, he's going in. But your ass was fast the other night at Sabrina's house. Fast to get that little media, whatever that kind of long ass ding dong he got. What he said? I forgot what Maurice called it, but I'm like, come on. Girthy. Did he call it girthy? Maurice so silly. But anyway, so the guy goes out. Maurice is passed. You ain't worth a damn. He said you let him out. You shouldn't have let him in. But anyway, is Sabrina in? No, she ain't here. And when she do get here, she don't want to speak to y'all. Y'all? Who's y'all? You and your big old dick. Oh man, she told you? Yeah, she told me she don't want to see you either. She don't want to talk to you. Oh, he said, really? She told you what happened? He said, yeah. What did he say? He said, I forgot because he was calling him so many names. I was trying, I really liked, even though, excuse me, even though Maurice said, what is that Jacoby had on? Jacoby tried to say something about Maurice's outfit, and that little plaid suit was working it. I like that, you know. So, but anyway, when he said, "Who are y'all?" He said, "You and that big penis that she said you were so big or something like that. You and your penis." She told me how big you guys were. She said y'all were girthy. I was like, "What does girthy mean?" I don't know. Is that supposed to be thirsty? But girthy? I don't know. Then he calls it up. Yes, could I speak to girthy? He's so sick. Anyway, then what happens? Sabrina comes in and she stops and freezes, and then she comes. Well, he goes, "Hey, Sabrina," and that's Maurice. And she said, "Hello, Maurice." And Jacoby tries to speak to her, and she doesn't speak. And he said, "Ooh, she mad at you, Geppetto." I said, "Oh my God." I love that Geppetto. I was like, I'm going to start calling her. Y'all don't get mad at me if I start calling Jacoby Geppetto, because I thought that was funny. But anyway, I mean, Sabrina shouldn't have did that because, first of all, she knew she was wrong. You get into this relationship and now what? You scared to walk into work and see him? It just didn't make no sense. I'm nervous. I'm scared. What if he this? What if he talks to me first? What if, girl, your legs was wide open trying to get that. And you knew you wanted it. You wanted a thug. And you got a thug dick. That's what you got. Anyhow, it switches over to Karen. And she comes in. She starts fussing at Pam. Because, Pam ain't got shit done in the salon, right? But Pam does, she want her to spill the tea. She trying to find out what happened last night. You the one that let them in, the man in that room. Well, she didn't let him in. He was like, "No, move out the way." She had an ear to the door. So she knew something was going down her nosy behind. And she said, "You ain't going to tell me?" "No, I ain't going to tell you. I don't want the whole neighborhood to know." She's like, "Girl, please. I ain't going to tell nobody. I ain't going to tell nobody." That was close for, oh, hell, I'm telling everybody. That's for sure. That's how it sounded to me. She said, so at that point, I don't know what Karen was doing, but she turned around and Andy's walking in there. And Andy, she's like, "Oh, I've been calling you." She said, "I know, I got your messages." No, she was too busy at gunpoint with Jasmine, so she don't want to tell her what happened, but maybe she should have told her. But then they're going to be mad about her hanging out with Gary, so that's why she's holding it as a secret. So as they doing their little chit chat, then she goes, she knows that Karen's about to ask her. She said, "I didn't know. I would have told you if I knew, but she said, Fatima's a good person. She really is. You know that, right?" And she's like, hello, can you ease up on that a bit? And she's like, "Okay, like a little too soon, but she's a good person. It doesn't matter. You in your feelings right now, Karen, and you need to get out of them. Get out your feelings, girl. Because don't nobody owe you a damn thing." And so she asked her, do she want to go out for drinks later or something like that? And she was like, "Oh, well, and she's like, "Well, what?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, we're getting a little salty and stuff." And she goes, this is Andy finally tells that she's got this photo shoot and everything and what happened with Gary's friend. And she's like, "Well, is he legit?" And she said, "Yes, his name is Steven somebody." And she said, "Oh, I hear he's good. He's good. Well, good luck, girl. And I don't know. Karen sounded a little jealous to me. Like she didn't want to hear it. Although she had a problem that night and needed to talk. And Andy didn't answer. Maybe she's salty about that. But maybe if Andy would tell her what was going down the night before, she wouldn't be so salty at her. But that's what happened, and that's how they roll, And then what else happened? I'm missing something. Oh, Danny and Zach. Danny's at the airport, and Zach then, he's at the airport, and he's letting, he drives the cart, and he's dropping that customer off. She gives him a tip. She goes over to Danny. Danny snatches it. It looked like it might have been 20 or whatever, and puts it in her, talking about he owes it to her. Girl, please. You be snatching nobody's tip. But then he was acting like, "Ain't no big deal, you can have it." And she was like, what, now you a ball and everything? he was like, I got money, he told her, she said, you just started that job, so how you got some money? And he said, some developer brought up all the houses on the block, so I got paid. She said, so they broke us off our piece of whatever. He said, you need to break. She said, you should break Karen off some. He said, I did. I broke her off 5 G's and stuff. She's like, what? Really? 5 G's? He's like, yes, right. So she's like, wow, okay. So she asks him the big question about Fatima. And she's like, well, do you love her? He's like, no, I don't love her. I just met her, He's like, and that's true, He said, I just met her. She said, well, do you like her? Yeah, I like her a lot. I dig her, And then why was you for effing Karen in the damn closet knocking conditioner off the walls and stuff? She was like, you're knocking conditioners off the wall and doing all the stuff. She be killing me. Because when Karen said that was her office, she said, girl, please, your office is the stock room. So anyway, she said, he said, I'm trying to move on. Look, I wasn't trying to do that. That's not what I went there for. I'm trying to move on, and I hope she does the same thing too. That's what he was saying that Karen need to do. She said, oh, really? It's like that? She said, y'all gonna be together forever. You can say what you want. He said, no, we not. She's like, oh, man. And she's telling him, come on, Zach. You can't get rid of her because that's why you was with her. He said, look, I'm trying to move on, and you talking about stuff in the past. She said, that was 2 days ago. That was the other day, Zach. It wasn't in the past. And Zach is like, some people kill me with that. And it ain't just men, it's men and women. I know they be there. It's time to move forward and back. That's because y'all the ones that effed up. When you F up, you want to just move forward. You don't want to look back and see what you messed up in. When other people are hurting, you hurt somebody else or whatever. Now you trying to let's just move forward. Girl, boy, bye. Boy, bye, and girl, please. That's what I got to say. Boy, bye, girl, please. Anyway, so he was like, you know what? I got to go. I'm getting out of here. I gotta go. And he said, enjoy my tip. And I fell out. I thought that was funny because they was talking about sex and fucking, and I'm like, his tip. I'm sorry. I guess I got a dirty mind, but that's what I thought about. But nobody else caught that. So anyway, then they show Andy coming into work, and she got this funky ass attitude, and she walking down the hall. Fatima, I would like to see you in my office. I was like, what the hell is all of this business attitude stuff? She's like, I need to talk to you. And she's like, she gets in there, close the door. I was like, damn, come on. My best friend in the whole wide world is mad at me. So that ain't her damn problem. That is not her problem. And you have no right to talk to her like that. She said, I'm sorry. I had no idea. I didn't know, And she was like, oh, you didn't? Who the fuck you are, Andy? Who are you? That pissed me off when she's like, oh, you didn't? She said, Andy, one thing I'm not is a liar. Okay. And she's like, you know what? You're right. I believe you. I believe you. Yeah, of course. Fatima tells it like it is, and she says what she want to say. So she was like, well, we gonna have to be through. I can't mess with him anymore. She said, because I don't want you and your friends to be thinking that I would do something like that on purpose. And she said, they don't think that. Well, shit, you damn near was thinking that. Karen probably think that too. She said, should I call Karen? No, you should not call her. She said, that would be terrible because y'all both got guns. Shoot out at the old K Corral. Okay? And she said, I'll talk to her for you, But do you actually like Zach? And this is where I was like feeling some kind of way about Andy. Because I didn't think it was her place. She might be your employee, but I don't think it's her place to be asking these things. And the one feeling, she said, is this the one you said you were feeling? And she said, yeah, that was it. And she was smiling. She said, that don't sound like the Zach I know. And she's like, what do you mean? She said, the Zach I know lives off of women. She said, if you okay with carrying a man? She said, if he got that type of Potential, potential. Y'all remember that song called Potential? Potential. 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 But she was like, he got potential, and he does. She said, so she said some other stuff to Andy about a man is, about as he's just a boy if he wasn't raised by a mother telling him that he could do anything or whatever it is, that he grows up feeling that way and not thinking. And she went on and she said, damn, you just got Miss Irene deep up in here. She said, girl, I reads, okay? So she reads magazines and books, and she told that before that she does a lot of reading and stuff. So she said, well, that makes sense now. And she's like, well, what makes sense? That's all she said. Andy said it makes sense. She said, what? And the first thing Andy did was like, oh, no, I'm not going to be telling you their business or talking about them. She said, no, I want you to tell their business. Ain't nobody asked you for that. Please, just please tell Karen it's over. She said, oh, I will, but I'm not telling you nothing. She's like, I just thought that was silly because she ain't never asked her anything like that. And then they show, who was it, Zach, back at the airport. He dropping some woman off, and she got her 2 bags, and they heavy. And then he realizes that the laptop, she realizes she left her laptop or something. Laptop. So he said, you want me to go back? And he's like, just sit over there. And she's like, oh, they doing all this back and forth. He said, miss, you're wasting my time. I could go back, but I bet you $5. Okay, I bet you $50. That's Preston's mama. There ain't no reason they showing that woman unless she's Preston's mama. There's got to be something. And Danny is right there across, but they didn't show them hooking up. But I bet you for the life of me, that's Preston's mama at the airport. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Okay, it went away. Anyway, so he runs back to get the lady's laptop because it's so important to her. So that scene there was no reason for it unless that's who she is. But let me know down in the comment section if y'all feel the same way. I just feel that way about her in my gut. And it ended with Maurice. He calls Calvin to tell him about the guy with the checks and everything, and he checked Calvin's account and it is empty. So they done went and used all it. He's telling him about all the money's gone in the checkbook, and that he needs him to come down to the bank and get this fixed, because he said that guy who stayed in your room he said he been to a bunch of different banks trying to cash your checks. He stole your checkbook. And he said, well, I'll go in there and speak to another branch. I'm not coming in there. I don't want to see Sabrina. He said, please, you got to come here because you need a manager. She's the only one that could turn that around. Manager's the only one that could turn it around quickly because, bitch, we need that rent money. That's all he worried about, the rent money. This is all his fault, but he worried about the rent money. Got a damn spare key still out there with a roommate. I'm sure he probably forgot about it, but really, Anyway, what else was there? There was something else. Oh yeah, it ended with Gary calling Danny, of all the friends, calling Danny to get her to come to the photo shoot because Andy, he wants it to be a surprise, but he knows Andy's going to be nervous. She said, well, why won't she call me? He said she won't call you because she's going to be nervous. And she said, oh, now you think you know her? She said, I just want it to be a surprise, and maybe it'll help her to see her girls there with her. So she's like, can you just get off my phone and stuff? He said, could you ask the rest of them to come, please? I think it'll be a great surprise for her afterwards. And she was like, yeah, whatever. And basically, she hung up on him and called Sabrina and Karen. And then Karen admitted that she knew about it. And she's like, well, she knew about the photo shoot. And they're like, oh, here we go again, being left out. But Danny's letting them know, look, Gary is calling me, of all people. Why he calling me? So they trying to figure out, but it sounded like they almost was hating on her because they was like, yeah, she likes to take cameras, pictures and stuff. She wanted to take that picture at this photo shoot and at that photo shoot. And they just were going in. I was like, damn, y'all going in on your girl like that? she like this and she like that. So that's how it ended. I was not crazy about the ending of this, this episode. It did not leave me wanting to see more. The episode was like, if most, I'd give it a 6.5 or something. I don't even know that. Maybe because of some of Maurice's comedy, not the, but it was a boring episode to me. But I could be wrong. Y'all let me know down in the comment section. This your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.